Today I will be reviewing the Pilot G210. I've reviewed this pen before. On this one I'm going to do the normal style that I do. You can see it in my shorts where I'm drawing without picking up my pen. I often go to the Pilot G210 because of the line weight. It's nice and thick. There's lots of ink that comes through. And so that's what I'll be doing here. Here I'm going to be drawing a lion. It's a lion that I've created for my new clothing brand. It's a faith-based brand. So the lion, represents many things. The brand's called Lions of Lambs. I'll put a link of that brand with all the t-shirt designs there. I've worked in the apparel industry for a long time. I've designed several lines. I've designed for Nike, Billabong, Vans, and all these things. So it's kind of coming full circle here. Okay, enough of that. Here I'm going to start just by putting the pen down and allowing, kind of just the ink to flow. You can see how it's already flowing. It's a little wet there. And I'm just going to come back and forth with these lines and remember not to get too caught up in how the image is going to look. Just being really flowy and free on the lines and what I'm going to be putting down. Now, since this is going to be a specific drawing of a lion, I do want to have some kind of structure here. Now, the Pilot G210 is really good for flowing ink and allowing the pen just to ride smoothly around the paper. Here I'm coming in and drawing and blocking in where the mouth is going to be of the lion, and just kind of really thinking about where these pieces of the lion is going to be so the proportions are right. But once again, the flow of this pen is good. I'm creating these like block areas so that I can come back and shade later. I'll fast forward the part where I get into drawing with the water brush, but I do come back on these lines with the water brush to create shading from the lines, and then at the very end I bring out the parallel pen, the Pilot parallel pen, which I love. Nice thick line work on there. But here once again I'm just going to come back and bring in the structure of where the teeth are. And make sure that the proportions of the lion is down. I think by having my hand high up on the pen, it allows me to flow and look at the overall view of the structure and the layout of where the teeth are going to go, the mane, the eyes, and then just continually drawing with that one line drawing. And this is, paint happy little lines, have fun with it. To me, if I get caught up on it looking too good, it's gonna start to mess up my view on it becoming more of a task than having fun. Now, this lion is specifically created for a t-shirt design for Lions of Lambs, which is the brand that I discussed earlier. So there is a purpose of the structure and where things are going to fall. So here, just going to continue drawing the mane and kind of allow the drawing to form itself. Now, if I get quiet, it's because I get into art mode here. Let me get these hairs down. Once again, just allowing that flow of the pen. This is what's great about this pen. It just glides across the paper. Now, if you can see, I've kind of brought my fingers closer down to the pen. Still going, finding where the things are going to lie, the creases of the snout with the lion's mouth being open. then kind of getting really slow into understanding where those pivotal points are going to be, especially the eye here. Putting down the eye is going to be really important. And remember just to have fun with the drawing, allow it to come to life. Remember, have fun with the artwork, draw understanding that, just continue drawing, you'll get better. It's not going to happen in one line. Here, this is where the pen is great because I get to flow. You see the random, sketchy kind of lines for the hair. Here we're about 10 minutes into the drawing and you can already kind of see the structure of the lion. This pen is great because I'll soon know where my blocks are to put in shading, and I will then shade it in with blocks of just scribbly black. But here's once again doing the main, letting the ink flow, getting really fast with the line work and just letting the pen glide on the paper. Just adding where the snout detail is going to be, really good ink flow. And coming back down and kind of finishing up the mouth here where the tongue goes. And these blocks right here, this is what I'm talking about. Just randomly kind of shading where the blacks are going to be. Not necessarily a clean shade. You can see how there's lines in there. And that's going to come into my benefit when I bring the water brush later. Here's some more block shading where I know that I'm going to be pulling that with the watercolor. That's the other beauty of this pen, the Pilot 10, Pilot G2, is you can get these like nice wavy lines, but in my art style I kind of have this robotic where I tend to like stop, go, and kind of like a computer laying down ink. It's like, and with the wrong pen and paper, that movement will not happen right. It'll get caught up into the pigments of the paper. This paper is, I believe it's 180 gram paper. It's a thicker paper. Usually when I do the water pulling water brush, I use 180 gram paper because 80 gram paper, the water starts to, soak into the paper and it can rip. So there's pretty much the structure of it, just finishing up the mane here. And remember just to have fun with it, let the lines glide. Let them fall where they're going to be. And me knowing this is going to be a t-shirt design for the faith-based brand that I'm starting called Lions of Lambs, I'm understanding that this is going to be put on a t-shirt, so it's kind of structurally put on this paper, understanding that. Here's the blocking of the black, the random kind of black being put in. This will then be pulled with the water brush. Just getting into art mode here. Remember, just freely put the lines down, let the things flow, happy little lines, happy little scribbles, and just draw, have fun with it. It's like a cold cup of water on a hot day. There's more of that just random shading, understanding where the blacks are going to go. And then thinking about, okay, here we go. This is where more black needs to go. putting down more lines, letting the pen glide and flow. So I really like this pen, just easily shade stuff in. I think I'm kind of coming to an end. Let me think, where are these lines going to go? How can I pull this later? The Pilot pen is just great. You see how it just fills that area up distinctively, just pulled the nose out of there just by putting black on there and separating the snout line. And I'm going to come back with that kind of classic comic book outline where everything on the outline's thicker. This kind of helps just pop everything. Now from here I'm going to fast forward and just kind of do a time lapse of the rest of the paint, the rest of the drawing, and I will now from here I'm going to just do a time lapse, finish up the drawing, and you can just kind of see the process of the finishing up of this line work, and then the pulling of the water brush. So here we go. Enjoy, and if you're drawing, just keep on going. So there's the drawing. Here's the Pilot pen. You can see how the line work is a lot thicker. Thank you for taking the time and watching this. That was the review on the Pilot G210. Here I'm just drawing in the Lions of Lambs brand name, the clothing brand name with the Pilot. Thank you so much for taking the time and watching this video. If you have any art supplies that you'd like me to review, or any drawing ideas to draw while I review, just let me know. Alright everybody, y'all have a blessed day and take care.
Artist EQ. Subscribe, like, comment,